All right, we're bringing the heat with Alec and Pete. Week, I don't even know. It doesn't matter. And
79, 79,
yeah,
78.
what are we at? 2 years now, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
But
at
I'm your
least, at
co-host,
least.
Alec.
I'm Pete. What's going on, guys?
And we got a big week this week. Just Pete and I this week. Nothing special. We don't need anybody else. They don't matter.
Back to the
Um,
classics. Yeah.
but yeah, big week this week. Pete, what's going on with you?
So everybody knows Valentine's Day was this week. I'm scheming also on some new things. I'll talk about the scheme first. All right, I'll tell you what I'm into. I watched this TikTok, and this guy in TikTok basically said he goes in with the Amazon seller app into these like TJ Maxx, Kohl's stores, whatever, and finds these things that are on sale for ridiculous prices and resells them on Amazon. I just purchased around $200 worth of like Disney masks and shit, and UV light sanitizers for makeup tools, random shit. But I'm gonna resell it. I should be able to turn over a $500 profit on it. We will see. That's schema number one. I want to talk about my week. I went up to. We'll tie all these things in because I want to talk about them in the podcast.
Yeah.
But I went up to Ithaca, Cayuga Lake, whatever, to do a wine tour for Valentine's Day. Okay. This was a fucking interesting day. Not only, was the wine tour great and all that, but I go to the hotel and I go to the guy. I'm like, all right, hey, I'm just checking in. He's like, all right, you want to park in this parking lot? All right. I've got the two-wheel drive Jeep. Our listeners know this. And I start driving down the side road thing that connects to the parking lot. And it's plowed. It's plowed. But then on the turn, I see it's not plowed. But I'm like, fuck it, I can make it. I can't make it. Okay. I get stuck about 5 feet from the main road. So everyone driving by can just see me. I get stuck for a good half hour. And so I'm revving my wheels and that shit. It's on ice. I can't do anything. Meanwhile, I've got my girlfriend in the car being like, oh, do you want pizza or pasta for dinner? Pizza or pasta? I'm like, listen, I'm just trying to, there's people looking at me. I'm trying to get out of this position. I actually had like two random guys come over and try to push the car onto,
And she's acting like nothing's going on right now.
Yeah,
I would have, dude.
this
See,
is after the wine tour though.
you see, you have such a good personality where like,
Yeah.
stuff like that. If someone said to me something not related to the topic in that situation like that, I
Yeah.
would have fucking lost it.
It got to the point where I was like, listen, it's probably best you just go inside the hotel right now. You know what I mean? I was like, I know I'm staying with you. I was like, no, please go inside. Long story short, she just orders whatever the fuck she wants. Okay. All right. But I call AAA. All right. But we go inside while I'm waiting for AAA. And side note, if you're paying for AAA, I should have never stressed for a half hour, to get out. That's what
You
AAA
pay
is
for
for.
AAA?
Well, I guess it's like a family plan. My parents pay for it, but dude, with my brothers and all the shit that goes on, we probably use AAA enough to like cover the cost of paying for it. We're probably gaining money on AAA, but so we go inside and I just ordered like a basic room. You know what I mean? Really good price, basic room. So I come down, I'm stressing. I go up to the guy at the front counter. I'm like, listen, I just had to pay $100 for AAA because you guys didn't decide to pay the second half of the thing. I was like, see if you got an upgrade for me because I got to go out and deal with them. I didn't pay $100. I already had AAA.
I was gonna say, wait, I thought you're all right, that's a good scheme.
Yeah. All right. So that's a scheme right there. So I get out there, he lets me out, and then I AAA comes and I'm all set. And then I walk back in the hotel. I'm like, what do you got? He's got like, listen, I got two options for you. King bed with a patio. I'm like, it's 30 degrees out. What is that supposed to mean? Or king bed with like an automatic electric fireplace. I'm like, there you go. So that was a scheme right there. All right. I get back upstairs. I just get to my room. And then I'm like, shit, I got to go get the food. And this is Valentine's Day. So I was pretty hyped. I had everything planned out. I go to get the food and there's a pregnant lady serving in there who looks like she should not be serving. Like it's probably time for her to have her baby is what she looks like. And there's a bunch of people waiting. So I'm like, this is under my name, the food order. And she was like, oh, well, we called you. We couldn't get a hold of you. We ran out of pizza. And I'm looking at, they're making pizzas one after another through the whatchamacallit. So maybe it was like the order of something. They go right out of pizza. I was like, oh, okay. But you guys made the two pasta orders. You just couldn't make the pizza. They're like, no, we had to cancel the whole thing. I'm like, we ordered 2 things of pasta and a pizza. Why didn't you just make 2/3 of the order? Just because you couldn't make 1/3 doesn't mean you cancel the whole thing. So we ended up rocking Papa John's. Okay, Papa John's, Valentine's Day, nice hotel room, but Papa John's is the move. I guess.
I actually think that's awesome for one. Like I think that's a
It
dope
is.
date, low key. Like
Yeah,
like you have
it's
this
like
dope.
everything went wrong, but it's like whatever.
Yeah, you got a dope hotel room and like expensive, and then you're in there chilling with Papa John's.
Yeah,
Okay.
but like knowing me, I'm like, fuck, I set this whole
Well,
thing up, a lot of effort.
you know what's funny? If you put let's say 10% of the effort you put into planning all these special dates and things that you've done into your life, you wouldn't
Yeah.
be in so much debt and all these
I
troubles
know.
that you're in.
I know. Like my physical fitness, if I put 10% of that energy back into that,
Yeah. Well, it's a law of averages.
Oh,
You put 90% effort into planning dates and stuff that don't matter, and then
yep.
the others, yeah. So
You got to have stories, in the future to go back and be like, hey, listen, I wasn't the richest guy, but I threw some stellar dates,
yeah, it'll be
But
good.
that was my week. What about you?
So really nothing crazy happened. I will say this, and then we'll get into Valentine's Day. I had to clean my shower. So my shower was like filling up like immediately, like the water was just not going down like at all, pretty much.
Yeah.
And so it was pretty much like a bathtub in my shower, but I don't have like a tub, so it was just like overflowing. So I had to clean the drain, which I've never done in my life. I guess I'm a privileged boy. I don't have to clean drains.
Yep.
So have you ever cleaned a drain before?
I had to do one thing in Italy. I had to do it in Italy. I got some random asshole. Here's the thing. They don't have Drano or something in Italy. You got to travel to like a different city for that. So I had to get the good old olive oil, salt, some baking soda, and just, the clothes hanger, classic thing. I'm sure you probably got, this is the home remedy.
That story is clearly falsified. So,
but oh wait, how did you not have a cousin that knew how to? You always got family members that know how to. You got
so anyway. So I asked my stepdad. I'm like, all right, I need to get this drain fixed. Like he's like, all right, I'll show you how to like pop the thing up, but you got to like pull the thing out and clean the drain. So I pull this thing out, bro. It is just like the longest thing of just women's, like probably my ex-girlfriend's hair and boogers just covered. I'm telling you, I almost threw up. They got it on videotape of me gagging everywhere. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I swear to God.
We have this on video.
There's a video of it, of me gagging by my garbage can, cleaning this fucking thing off.
This might need to be on. We might need to toss this up for the
Patreon, the Patreon episode.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. So you did was this like a sink drain or a shower?
No, this is a shower drain.
How did you get? I don't understand how you got below.
For mine, all you have to do is you have to pop off the I guess the drain, and then there's this thing you pull out that has like all the shit connected to it.
A sifter. It's a sifter.
Sure, yeah, and sifter essentially, and it had everything on it, and it was like, I'm telling you, it was so gross. I want to throw up thinking about it right now. Like,
yeah.
Because I don't know about you, I blow my snot in the fucking shower every morning, and that snot apparently it doesn't just go in the shower; it goes in the
grabs in the hair.
Sifter.
Grabs in the hair. And dude, women's hair it sheds. I don't know.
Dude, women, they can call us gross. I get it. Like we shit and we talk about it. Their hair is fucking gross, bro.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But so that was my week. Nothing else crazy. I mean, I've been skiing more, so like they call me Grassy Carves because I carve down the slopes, but whatever.
I don't think I don't know Italian skis, but the
Swiss Alps, right there.
Italian Alps,
up there.
I don't know.
So
interesting.
Going on to Valentine's Day, big day this week. Well, not for me, maybe for you and for other people. It's more of a depressing day for singles. Not for me because I don't have to spend any money and I get to just hang out with my grandma. But whatever. It can be depressing.
Unique case,
I'm unique because so basically I want to talk about the history first of how Valentine's Day supposedly started. Yeah. Ancient Romans started
Yeah.
it. Emperor Claudius II. I think that's my cousin. I think cousin Claudius. Same thing.
Yep.
Um,
Cledius. Yep.
Clitoris. All right. So Claudius II executed 2 men in different years on February 14th. 2 different men named Valentine. That was their last name or first name, one of those. And so the Catholic Church honored them on February 14th with the celebration of Saint Valentine. So right there already shows me Valentine's Day started off as a disaster for men, and to this day, it is still a kind of a disaster for men.
A disaster for men. Yeah. I could see that. I mean, there's so many. See, but I feel like it's what you make it. Like for me, it could have been a disaster in my mind, but somehow I floated through. I feel like since that time up till now, men have kind of been strategizing, kind of how to go about things in a better way, And
yeah, I mean, that's one way to look at it. It's also, if it was just a normal, okay, February 14th, it's a normal Tuesday, whatever it is. You just do your normal thing on that day. You don't have to spend sometimes upwards of hundreds of dollars and not to be whatever. Women don't spend any money on that day. They just don't. That's just, it's their day. It's almost like their birthday again. And it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I mean, well, there's always holidays. You got to, I mean, and you wonder why I have financial struggles, too many holidays. That's what it is.
Like Father's Day. Why is that a thing?
Yeah. My dad's like, I don't want shit, but then every other holiday that you don't think would be important, say, oh, President's Day. Your mother always expects something. It's like, oh, I didn't get flowers on it's President's Day. What are you talking about?
It's Arbor Day.
Yeah, it's Arbor Day. Isn't that for the grapes or something?
Trees.
Oh, trees. Yeah. All right. Well, I want to go over some interesting Valentine's Day stories online. I kind of wanted to see, like what our take is.
Yeah.
Like what I don't know. All right. So, I get this. Way back in my 20s on Valentine's Day, I found out the man I was engaged to was married. Okay, that's a rough one. That's like, could you imagine? So they were engaged. I don't know. Apparently he's got 2 lives going on. Could you imagine, like, you get to the altar and then, or you go to the legal court. They probably went to legal court and they're like, oh, this is impossible because he's already married. That would be a fucking.
So here's my feeling on it. Was the guy already married and separated and he just didn't get the divorce yet? And it's kind of been like a long thing where he almost forgot about it because it's been so long since he's been with this person, but he happened to still be married. Because I'll tell you a funny story about my family now.
Yeah.
My great-grandfather, his first wife, in the States here, his first wife was actually Polish. He had a baby with her, so he felt like he had to get married to her, and so he got married at St. Anthony's, I believe, in Endicott. And so eventually that didn't work out. Like they got divorced because whatever. I don't think he wanted to be with a Polish. I think like he's Italian, didn't want to be with a Polish person type thing. And so they end up getting they don't get a divorce like legally. They just separate or whatever. And they had the one kid, and my grandfather's half brother, and so. And this is back in like, I want to say the 30s probably. Right. So my great grandfather then just finds his next who he wants to marry, and they can't get married at St. Anthony. So they had to leave town. They went to Syracuse where her family was from, and they got married up there. And they had like guys, like not mafia guys, but they had guys standing out. Because what they were doing was illegal. You can't get married twice. Yeah. So essentially he was married twice. So they had guys standing out outside the church, blocking the door, or not blocking doors, but looking out the doors like you'd see in The Godfather, kind of just making sure no one was coming in to disrupt the wedding because of them finding out that it was illegal.
A security detail kind of vibe.
So maybe the situation was similar to that situation. I don't know. That's the only thing I can.
This is an interesting one. You ready for this? These are very simple, most of these. My first day in divorce court was on Valentine's Day. Okay. That's coming from Paul in St. Cloud.
Paul 6'9".
Paul 6'9". Yep. I think he's on Spotify. He's got to be on Spotify, right? He's a Spotify.
So is that the whole story?
These are just There are stories, but see, here's the problem. When you look up interesting, funny stories about Valentine's Day,
Nothing
there's
comes
ones
up.
that are like, well, it's romantic. Oh, like
Yeah.
we were married for 60 years and all that shit. But like this kind of stuff,
Yeah.
that makes it, you know.
So
But
read one more off, and then I'm gonna read you one that I have. That's okay.
okay. All right. So, yeah, but this one's not good. Well, I kind of I want to ask.
Okay, ask me something. What do you want to ask?
All right. Valentine's Day, you always see sometimes. I think it was on Barstool, yeah, Instagram, are the people doing the big engagement, like asking someone to marry them on Valentine's. You know, my question to you is, do you fuck with this whole public big engagement, everybody to see, or are you more of like a it's just between us, we do our own shit, it's gonna be in a disclosure, you know what I
Well,
mean?
knowing how I am, and
Yeah,
if I did a public thing with asking someone to marry me, then my side girlfriend would find out about that and probably
yeah,
not
yeah,
like that very much. So
yeah,
that's where I'm at with that.
yeah. And I don't see you getting on your knee either because you have the leg thing, you know, all
No, I
you
asked my
skiing.
dad, what's why I asked my dad, I was like, did you, cause he's married now. And I was like,
Hmm.
did you get on one knee? Like, I can't see him doing it. Like, he's like ultra,
No,
like, wouldn't, doesn't do
yeah,
shit. Like Valentine's Day.
definitely just flip it across the table.
You'll
Like this.
love this. For Valentine's Day one year, I think I was still in high school, maybe senior year of high school. I came home and my stepmom is it's weird me calling her that, but she's my stepmom.
Yeah,
She got some flowers, like really nice flowers from some students at school because she's a grade school teacher.
yeah.
And so when she got home, my dad gave her these wicked shitty flowers. Like, I mean, like they're might as well have been picked out like dandelions picked out from the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, right up
She
the
like
State Street.
immediately starts bawling her eyes out. She's like, my third grade students gave me better presents than you did. And I'm just dying laughing. I mean, that shit
Yeah,
is for
yeah.
unreal. But
But did your dad give? Your probably dad probably didn't give a fuck. He
he
was
didn't
just
give
like,
a
all right,
fuck.
what are
So
you getting?
flashback or maybe fast forward to
Yeah,
they're
fast forward.
asking her to marry him. He literally just
Yeah.
walks into like the den and is like, "Do you want to marry me? Like, here's the ring." And like doesn't get near anything. And
What?
she's like, yeah, but like what, why wouldn't you like ask in a better way? He's like, I'm not doing that shit. Like, here's the ring. Do you want it or not?
No,
I swear to
bro,
God.
that's some shit. Like that's some stand-up shit right there. That's some stuff that you could get a crowd based off of just these stories. The stories that we've had involving your dad that we could start something. You might find us in the Comedy Cellar throwing some stuff
If
down.
I can figure out the delivery of it, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, yeah,
All
because
about
that's
delivery.
fantastic. That's some movie shit right there. That's
Yeah,
just straight
for sure.
as Italian as you can get.
But I got a decent story. Someone wrote in here. Mr. Bubblebutt 69420 wrote in, on Valentine's Day, my senior year of high school, my mom decided it would be a good idea to invite the extended family over. Her cousin had just gotten divorced, and somehow both the cousin and the ex showed up. Cue the stiffest family gathering you could ask for. You could seriously feel the tension through the whole house. This surreal nightmare culminated in me clogging the toilet, which caused a pipe to burst, which caused a massive leak about 5 feet from where everyone was sitting eating cheese. So
Eating cheese.
cheese, interesting detail put in there at the end there. I
Just
appreciate
it's
that.
it's a little bit on the top there. It's just like
It's a little
let me
cherry.
place this. Yeah, yeah, very specific. I bet this person writes some kind of what are those reviews for Yelp reviews. This person's
Yeah.
definitely an avid Yelp reviewer.
So I think that's a pretty. What do you think of that? I mean, what do you think?
I just listen. You're always gonna have these. You're always gonna have these shitty, funny, and just straight negative Valentine's Day stories. I want to hear. I want to hear about those Valentine's Day stories where it's like somebody either just got with somebody and Valentine's Day came around, or they just broke up with somebody and Valentine's Day
So
came
you're
around.
not
You know what I mean?
appreciating the clogging of the toilet then, because I like clog. I appreciate.
I feel like you appreciate it because we started this whole podcast off with the clogging of the drain.
Oh,
That
little
you're tying it in there full around. That's what
circle
it is.
there. Okay.
Dude, Dude, wait. Quick question. Did I ever tell you? I'm going to tell the listeners this too. So back in high school, I went to a Catholic high school, whatever. I clogged the drain one day. Taking like nasty motherfucking shit, something like that. Okay. And there was no plunger, so I couldn't do anything about it. So I literally just walked out of there. I get called to the office like 2 hours later, and they came in. This was like vice principal, and I was interrogated. She goes, so we caught you on camera leaving the restroom within a 2-hour period in which the toilet was clogged. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Is this CSI? Is this like an episode of CSI? And she basically like interrogated me, asking me question after question, like, was this you? Why did you do it? Why didn't you go ask for assistance? I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. I walked out of it. This is vice principal. I walked out of it. I said, this is fucking ridiculous. I walked out of the room, and she didn't do shit. She literally like, I think she knew like but clogging the drain story. It wasn't Valentine's Day, so it's hard to tie back into this. But this was a random side thing. But could you imagine being interrogated for that? Like,
one this would never happen in public school ever. If the bathroom was smashed, they wouldn't even question it, let alone just a clogged toilet. Like every toilet I ever been to was clogged in a public school.
Yeah, bro. So, that's like in a public school. It's like they smack the urinals off of the actual wall. The person would probably, the principal would walk in and be like, yeah, we need a new urinal. Just leave it at that,
Have I told the story about my buddy who shit on a windowsill in public school? Have I said that yet?
No.
I
pissed out a windowsill, but
So this kid decided when you're in high school, you just want to do dumb shit for no reason. And this kid, he's a kid that I used to do dumb shit with. I wasn't a part of this. I actually wasn't at the school at the time when this happened. And so anyway, these two kids, they go in the bathroom together and they're like, oh, let's do something fucked up. And so they shit on the windowsill. Like they get up on the window, like sill there, and they shit on it. And they just come out what happens? Some guy walks in, not as it's happening right when they're done and they're laughing about it, right? Some guy walks in and goes to use the bathroom. He's like, oh my God, like there's shit on the windowsill. Like what happened? And these two kids, like straight face, were like, oh my God, is that what that is? Like, that's what that smell is? Like whatever. So they leave they go back to their class. The kid ends up like putting it together that it was clearly these two kids, right? So what happens is the one kid ends up transferring like a couple days later. So the other kid just pins it on him. So they get called in. They're like, we know it's you. This kid told us it was you guys in there. Like it all matches up. So the kid's like, yeah, it was Jake or whatever.
Yeah. Nobody's gonna trace him down. It's fine.
It's Jake. Let's say it's Jake. Let's say his name's Jake. And so let's say he's gonna say it's him. I think it was actually him, but they did it together type thing. And so he just pinned it on him. And I don't think anything ended up happening with it. Really, because the kid left the school. But what happened was the rumors were stirring about it, and the kid ended up being called the Mad Shitter instead of the Mad Hatter, from.
Ooh, yeah.
So they were called the Mad Shitter. So everyone was calling this kid the Mad Shitter behind his back.
Who came up with that?
I think Matt Hassig, was on the podcast. My buddy.
Yeah.
I think he came
really
up with
clever.
It.
He must be an avid movie watcher or something.
So,
geez, I was gonna say. All right, here's a little. I think the statute of limitations is over for this stuff. But I was like 12 and I was in a lacrosse league or something, and we lost the game, and I was really pissed. And so we got to some gas station on the way home, and the toilet was clogged. That ties in full circle right there. Buzzword, toilet clogged. So I was just so pissed, and I was like, the way I'm gonna take my anger out, just as like a male at 12 years old, just lots of hormones built up. I was like, I'm gonna piss in this garbage can. So I peed in a garbage can, and then I left. Okay, I left. All right. A week later. And I was driving with a buddy's mom. A week later, the cops showed up at the mom's house because they traced the license plate back to her house, my buddy's mom's house, and was like, "Were you here with this kid in this jersey at this time?" And she just like she saved me, dude. She was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Because they somehow traced it back. But I'm like, somebody just pisses in the garbage can. This must have been a special, like, high quality gas station, because somebody pisses in a garbage can, like, they're like, oh shit, like, what ass?
Like, where else would they want you to just piss? Like, I feel like pissing in the garbage can is not that bad.
The sink, I don't know.
You throw dog shit in the trash can. Like, that is where you're supposed to throw it. And they're mad at you for pissing in the garbage can?
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
I was never found to this day. This story may not be true. It is true, but just for legal purposes.
That's insanity that they even gave a shit, honestly.
Yeah. Let's talk about COVID changes and all that.
I think I had one more good Valentine story.
All right, toss it to me.
All right. Junior year of high school, I met this girl, Julie, in my ceramics class. I thought we really hit it off. We would talk and flirt all class. So on Valentine's Day, I came into school late with flowers and had one of the hall moms deliver them to her in class. She got them and was ecstatic. She immediately texted her boyfriend. This guy goes, I had no idea she had a boyfriend, who was on the football team, football player. Shout out
Wheeler.
Shout out Wheeler, shout out the Buccaneers. Tom Brady.
Yep.
So she immediately texts her boyfriend, OMG, I love you. Thank you so much for the flowers. He had no idea what she was talking about and said, what flowers? My friend in her class then told her they were from me. She broke down and left the school crying. I never went back to that class.
But then, so the real loss is there. They never went back to the ceramics class. If there was a ceramics class offered at my school, I would have been in that ceramics class.
Obviously, very high, probably California school, you know.
Yep, high caliber, some type of education. Okay, ceramics. Is that even a thing? And like, what do you do with that futurist? Like, is that pottery? Right?
Pottery. I think it's pot.
Pot.
I know my friends always talk about pot. Maybe are they talking about ceramics?
They probably yep. You know what? You're probably getting it mixed up with drugs. It's probably ceramics. They're probably artists.
This whole time they're asking me, "Hey man, can you want to come over and do some pot?" I'm thinking I can't do it. I don't want to do that. If they're talking about ceramics, I'm in.
Yeah.
Shout out Van Gogh. I mean,
Van Gogh. Shout out Pottery Barn. Is Pottery Barn still a thing?
Shout out It's got to be a thing. Pottery Barn. Maybe not. I feel like Amazon would have smoked Pottery Barn out of the water.
You know what they need to make? What's that? The place where you paint and you drink at the same time. Encore Creations.
Yeah, but it's also called the strip club, right? What's that one? They do it at the strip club?
Oh, that's Wet and Snap. Wet and Snap is the place you're thinking. Yeah, but I think they got closed down a little bit ago. But I'm saying they should mix the drinking and ceramics, and just kind of see what would happen.
That would be fun. That would be actually a great idea. Instead of, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't fuck with painting. I don't like it. I can't do it.
Other
honestly,
type of Italian. You're the other type of Italian.
There's two types. The ones that can paint and the ones that can't. I'm the ones that can't. And law of averages. I'm better at other stuff. Can't think of them right now. But yeah, so honestly, I can't paint, so I'm not going to even try to paint. I'm not going to want to go do something in paint, but idea to make a pot that you keep forever. Yeah. That's a good idea. You know what? We're going to have to end the podcast early today because we are going to go pitch this idea to True TV.
Yeah, we get on Shark Tank. They'd be like, get the fuck out of here. I'd be like, have you seen the podcast though? I mean, we've got the history. Oh my God. Damn. Well, I mean, let's just hope that and that girl got together after that, you know. Dump the Wheeler type boy, right? Wheeler, we'll let him get back on and talk about how he feels about this, but you know, I'm sure she went for the better one in ceramics class. I know Wheeler couldn't ever get into a ceramics class.
He would do Hulk. He would like Hulk smash it, like Hulk. Like he couldn't even control. He can't control how strong his hands are. Frustrated.
Yeah, he'd break the machine, and they would have to test him before he got into the class and be like, all right, what shape is a circle, which is an oval? And Wheeler, you know Wheeler, that's not his forte.
He was one of those kids, you know, when we're in the preschool and we're all like learning how to do shapes and shit. He could not figure it out, and that's not his fault. That's nice. Oh,
Yeah.
we got to make that clear that it's not his
Yeah.
fault and we support
Yeah.
him.
He was the kid tossing the shapes against the wall, you know?
Yeah.
He was just meant for something else.
He was banging his head off the wall, and that's fine. That's what he wanted to do. You were eating the crayons.
I was eating the crayons.
I was shoving them in my nose. Like, it's just, we did different things.
Yeah, dude. And that's everybody's unique in their own way. Everybody's unique.
Pete, what did the paperclip say to the magnet? I find you very attractive.
Oh, I knew it was something that's sticking. That's pretty smart. All right, give me, is that random?
It's a Valentine's Day. We'll do a little Valentine's Day random joke. Random joke. We're throwing it. I'm going to throw it in every once in a while. I'm going to ask you something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, keep these going. I want to talk about what's this 10 to 11 restaurant thing.
So those that don't know, New York we now can go out till 11 o'clock, which instead of, it was previously 10 o'clock. So that extra hour, let me tell you, Cuomo, you're doing a hell of a job, man. I hope you don't resign anytime soon because of the huge nursing home scandal. Just kidding. But that whole hour, man, I mean, we can get so much more done in that hour. I mean, it's just.
Yeah. But you know what? I bet you they did it because you know what? They made the whole thing where to get drinks, you got to buy food. And that's how they get you. That's how they get you. And I bet you once 10 o'clock passed, you're like, listen, the window has stopped. So you're going to have to order more food for this next hour if you want to continue getting. They're definitely going to pull some shit in, like a 3-hour window.
So it's gonna change in that sense where now you can order food later because they're gonna keep the kitchen open an hour later. That's good. I mean, they also did research. They said that COVID actually it starts being more potent after 11 o'clock. They did the research. So.
Oh, okay. Was the research backed by the governor? I don't.
Yeah, he put that research in with the nursing home research, so it's all valid.
Oh, okay. So wait, I just want to know because I'm not informed on this 100%. I saw the interview, like I saw the update, the press update. Did he just go out and just say, oh, we kind of messed up on this, or is it something that was leaked?
So it was leaked. A guy that was in the administration previously resigned and told them, they were like, listen, we fucked up. We fucked up. Of course, you talk to him. He's like, no, I was just listening to what the federal government was telling me. It's like, federal government didn't tell you to put the people COVID positive into the place where the people that will die from COVID. Most asinine thing I've ever heard.
Geez, do you think that the leakers get paid by the news? They've got to, right?
I don't know. Maybe they're like trying to be a good Samaritan. They're just like, I can't live. Like, you ever wake up in the morning? I do this all the time. I can't look in the mirror anymore. I actually broke all my, I didn't break. I took all my mirrors down. I can't look at myself. It's twofold. It's twofold. I'm a bad person and things are going on in my face right now. But like, I think these people, they just honestly hit a point where they can't live with themselves anymore. And they're just like, I got to tell someone that we fucking murdered many people's grandparents. Like,
yeah. Well, I get the guilt factor, but you always see those movies, always that House of Cards, where they get paid by these, groups or something. You remember that group Anonymous? Are they still? They're still around doing stuff, right? Anonymous. Anonymous are like hackers. It's like worldwide hackers that kind of just would out people. I think
Julian Assange, the WikiLeaks.
Yeah. Is Wiki so, dude? First off, I don't know why they named it that because Wikipedia, you can go on and change anything you want.
We should get Julian Assange on the pod. I'm sure he'd want to come on the podcast.
We could probably get him on.
He's an avid listener. He actually, he's been DMing me. He really likes the stuff we're doing.
I saw that on the account. Yeah. We'll talk to our people. We'll have Nancy reach out to his people and stuff.
What about Chet? Is Chet still working for us, or what's going on with him?
Check out an argument with your 14-year-old cousin, I'm pretty sure. Oh, Lord.
So, all right. Sorry, keep going with that. Were we going anywhere with that?
Well, yeah, I guess I'm trying to see, I guess they say New York is the most closed down compared to other things. But if they're increasing the bars from 10 to 11, grocery stores have been open indefinitely for a while, right? And so why are they just putting it on the bars? Why are they just putting the time restraints on the bars? With grocery stores, there's like 400 people in there, in a bar max you get like 100 at a decent sized bar.
Oh, dude, yeah, but here they're not. It's not even close to 100, bro. It's like 30.
Yeah,
tops.
Are they giving that Fauci guy like a Golden Globe or whatever they give to the doctors? There,
I don't know, but he does. He sells a really good. He sells really good goldfish. That guy. He's whatever. What's the cookie? He looks like the fucking guy that comes. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
The Keebler Elf.
Keebler Elf, yeah.
Keebler Elf. Those are the circular crackers with the chocolate.
Yeah. Whatever those are called. Those are good.
What are called? What are they called?
Well, they actually sponsor us. We gotta
sponsored by them. We should.
They're gonna pull they're gonna pull it from us.
They're Keebler Elf cookies. That's
Keebler Elf's cookies. There it is.
Yep, you can buy them $13.99.
I tell you what, he should get an award for those motherfuckers. They're good.
Yeah. So. Well, I think he's their spokesperson on the commercials now. Like the flow for whatever. He's their flow, I guess.
Shout out Fauci.
Yeah. I don't know. He must be getting paid like crazy. He must
He's the highest paid government employee.
Are you serious?
He makes what does he make? 400 or 500K a year, yeah.
There's gotta be higher.
Well, you have to understand, Pete, he gets all that cookie money.
Oh, the sponsor. He's like an athlete. He's like one of those athletes.
Yes, exactly.
It's the stuff that we don't see.
What did the calculator say to the pencil? You can count on me.
Oh, look at that.
And honestly, right. I think Fauci, Cuomo, I think they should use a calculator I think what they're doing is when they're calculating all these results for the nursing home shit, they're not using they're trying to do it pen and paper, no calculator.
Yeah. Well, or they're doing the addition through like Siri or something like Alexa, but the masks, on that he's always got on. Mm-hmm. I bet you he wears it 24/7, sleeping.
Well, not at the not at the Washington Nationals game this summer. He wasn't wearing it.
Oh. So he did he get any press for that? Did he get any bad?
You can't do that to Fauci, God forbid.
Yeah, don't shoot the messenger.
Don't shoot the Keebler. So yeah,
Keebler Elves. Are the Keebler Elves? They're supposed to come out during like the extra month of winter, right? They're supposed to come out of that hole.
Well, did they see their shadow yet?
I don't know. We're gonna have to contact the company because that affects their sales. We'll figure it out. We'll talk to the company and shit. Oh my god! All right, toss me another. Give me another.
Okay, I got one. How can you get arrested on Valentine's Day?
I don't know. I'm getting stuck in
for stealing someone's heart.
All right, that's so shitty. That's such a shitty one.
It's so dumb. All right. What else did we want to talk about? Oh, well, I didn't mention earlier about when I was at a wine I went to a few wine tours in high school. Or not in high school, in fucking college because of being in
high school. And then you just strictly did it during high school. You're the one kid.
Being in the frat, we went on some wine tours and nothing crazy happened. But I remember the one guy, like we're drinking out of the bottle and shit, and that's like illegal. Yeah. Like you can't do that. But we're like wasted. Like we drank, like a bunch of shit on the way up to Ithaca, and then as we get there, we're already slammed. So we don't give a fuck. So the one kid, the president of the frat at the time, he's drinking out of the bottle and the guy's trying to take it from him because he's like, you can't do that, whatever, because we're outside and you're not supposed to drink like open container outside. So Owen stiff arms the guy down. The guy that owns the winery stiff arms him. And like, I don't know, it was pretty funny. He pulled a Gronkowski on him. Like,
anything happen? Or you just
they're like screaming us to get out. It's like, how are you going to get us to leave? Like you'd have to, it'd have to be a cops type ordeal.
Multiple. Well, I freaking, I went to this one winery, vineyard. I don't know what they call them anymore, but it was the same thing. You pay for the wine tasting, but you have to get food. And I'm like, what the fuck? So they give you bread and cheese. And now bread and cheese is the same thing that when you sit down at like a bar, they give you the popcorn,
Yeah.
it's included. So I kept asking for that bread and cheese. You know what I mean?
Oh,
The cheese
they gave it to you. You didn't have to pay for it.
No, it's included. It's like a complimentary thing, but you keep bringing it in.
What did they do?
That's
Nice gorgonzola?
It was I don't know. It's gorgonzola. Is that a Japanese cheese? I believe. Right?
It's Eastern European.
Okay. Okay. So
It's
French.
like Kazakhstan.
Okay.
It's a Kazakhstanian cheese.
They're neighboring countries. I'm pretty sure, based off of my
It's
recollection.
France, Kazakhstan,
Yeah.
Australia.
Also, what's the thought process when you're doing a wine tour and you don't have that one friend that doesn't drink or wants to like drive you around just to drive you around? Like,
is that a thing? Do people do that?
I found that when you go with a group, you always have somebody who's like, I'm just not gonna drink, and because if you want to hit 6 or 7 wineries, dude, it hits.
You
it
hit
hits,
6 or 7 wineries?
No, I hit like 3 or 4, but that you go on a trail. It's like a trail. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're in your car going on the trail.
Yeah, but like the plan is you would have to have somebody like not drink like per hour as much so they were good to drive, but I'm saying in the long term, if you go up there, these have you had a dessert wine? It's like a liqueur. It's like a wine liqueur, and that's
I only had the wine that came out of my grandpa's barrels, so I don't think I could ask
in
him.
the basement.
He passed away, but I could try to see if it was dessert wine. I'll ask my uncle.
It's probably buried in the backyard.
I think he put a birthday cake in the barrel, so maybe it was a dessert wine.
A birthday cake in the barrel. Oh my god. Makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. But
how do you fit it in there? How do you get it? I don't.
It's like the ships in the bottle.
Yeah,
they build it around it. He builds it around it.
Wild
I don't
stuff.
know. That's how they mix it in.
Yeah. So that happened. But so one other thing we didn't talk about, and this is a big topic. Well, we got 3 minutes here. Let's hit it hard. Florida. Okay. Florida the government might not let people go to Florida. They're gonna let Florida.
They're gonna shut down the whole state. Yeah. So all right. So for our viewers, usually the closing down of states is, and all the state functions is reliant on the governors. The state.
We're the United States, but really we're just each state is its own entity per se.
Yeah. Exactly. And so now apparently with the new administration, I believe they're like, all right, you know what? We're just going to come in as the federal government and close down the whole state, the entire state. And so the state can sue back, but
I honestly don't think it would ever pass in court. Like we're the the Constitution literally says the federal government cannot tell the states like what to do.
Yeah. Well, I forget I don't know what it's called, but regardless, I think there would be a big uprising,
Oh yeah.
Because there's like, I don't know, living in Florida before, sometimes you got to go over to Georgia. There's better fishing spots and hunting spots, so it's like that's probably the uproar, or like some kind of restaurant that was across the border there, like a nice Chick-fil-A.
Well, my one set of grandparents is in Florida. I won't be able to ever see them again.
Yeah, but how often do you see them?
Ever since they moved down there, they don't care. They don't care.
Yeah, I think you've been in the room there in your room since the beginning of COVID, right? So it's not like.
Well, I'm trying to do. I'm like a Keebler elf. All right, well.
I'm making up for the locations you haven't traveled right now, and then we'll swap at some other point.
Yeah. Maybe when you settle down, living in my car. Around.
Yeah. When I park my car in one place for an extended period of time, that's what we're saying.
You put an anchor on your car like boats do, or how does that work?
I should because I got stuck in the snow today again, and for someone's driveway. I delivered an Instacart. I got stuck in the snow, and for 45 minutes, this person's watching me just freak out in their driveway. So if I had an anchor, I could probably pull it out or hook it up to a car or something. But that's what happens when you buy a 2-wheel Jeep and live in upstate New York.
Yeah. Well. I want to do a final joke for you.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do maybe one or two. What did the ghost say to his Valentine?
I'll haunt you forever.
You look so beautiful.
Okay. Play on words. I see. Play on words.
All right, one last one. What did the cucumber say to the pickle?
Just add salt.
You mean a great deal to me. So stupid.
Oh shit, that was the best out of all of them.
That was the best one. Shout out pickles.
Yeah,
shout
out
kosher pickles.
Yeah, I don't know what makes them kosher.
I don't know, but I want them kosher. I'm not eating them if not kosher pickles.
Yeah, if it just says pickle, and you always got to look for the guy that's a pickle. Just like Mr. Peanut, you always got to look for the guy that's a pickle. I don't trust anything else. And then I guess we'll see for the listeners. We'll see who we might get on next week. I know the listeners loved the four.
Last week, good week. Last week I heard a lot of good things, and we're gonna try to keep it going for you. So
yeah.
All right, but bringing the Hugh, Alec, and Pete. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Catch you guys.